Good morning, everyone. This is physics class, and we are dealing with units and dimension. And as you can see, this is lecture number 8. Well, we continue on our journey, and we were looking at the various uses of units and dimension. I have broken everything up into small points so that it becomes easier for us to understand what type of questions can come and what are the different categories in which you can understand them so that you can solve them easily. As far as I remember, in the last class, the last thing that we discussed was the next use or the fourth use of dimension analysis, and that was to find the rough or empirical or possible formula for any physical quantity if you know on what all factors, on what other quantities that physical quantity depends on. And I had given you an example as well. The diagram that is shown here is a diagram of a simple pendulum, and we had seen that the time period of the pendulum may depend on the length L of the pendulum, the mass m of the bob of the pendulum, and acceleration due to gravity, which is g. Now, based on these information, can you find, that is the question, a possible formula of time period t? That is the question that we had seen, and I had probably asked you to try it. Did you try this question? Anyone? Anyone tried this question? The answer is either yes or it is no. Did you try this question? Well, no answer is a not such a good aspect of life. If you don't have any answer, that is bad. That means the answer is probably no, but you are ashamed of saying no. And you should not be ashamed of your acts, because if you are ashamed of your acts, you should not repeat them. But if you keep on repeating them and you are ashamed of yourself, that means something is wrong somewhere. Okay, I ask the question again. Did you try this question? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay. Now is the time that you try it. Did you go through the last class, what we discussed in the last class before coming to the class today? Did you go through that thing last evening or last night? Yes or no?
Sir,
Okay. Chalo, that is good enough to start. Now, how I am going to solve any question which comes in this category? Remember, whatever we are doing in the entire chapter, we are only doing 3 or 4 things. We are looking at the we are looking at the we are looking at the dimensions of this physical quantity, and the only thing that we are doing is dimension on left hand side should be equal to dimension on right hand side. Yes or no? That is the only thing which has solved all the questions up till now, and that is the only thing that will solve any question in this chapter, whether that question comes in JEE or that question comes in NEET. Now, having said that, let us see how we are going to solve any question which comes in this category. So now I have to find out a possible formula for time period. So I can write this time period T as equal to some K. Now this K is a constant and this K is a number. Remember, I cannot find out the value of this K using dimension analysis. So this K will remain unknown. We cannot find out this K using dimension analysis, and therefore we cannot say that we can find the exact formula of time period. No, we cannot find the exact formula for time period because this K is unknown, but we can find what I call a possible formula of time period. How do we get this? We had seen that the time period depends on three things. What were those three things? Can anyone tell me? What was the first one?
Length.
Length. Let us call this length as L. Now I don't know how it depends on L. It might be directly proportional, inversely proportional, raised to the power half. So I just call the power as X. Now this X, which is colored in green, we also do not know the value of this X. That is what need to calculate. That is the first thing. So L is the first quantity on which it depends on, L raised to the power X. What is the second quantity?
Mass.
So I'll write it as M. Again, I don't know what power it will be raised to. So I will call it as Y. Okay, what is the third quantity? It depends on. Remember,
Acceleration due to gravity.
everything is multiplied here. Okay. G, again, I do not know what power of G it is. So I write it as XYZ. Now, these are the three unknowns which I can find out using dimension analysis. K is a number we cannot find out using dimension analysis, and therefore whatever formula we will get will always have K as the unknown, and therefore this formula is known as possible formula of time period and not the exact formula. Now how do you go about it? The only thing we can do here is to find out the value of x, y and z. How are we going to do it? That is the next question. Tell me, how are we going to do this? How are we going to find out the value of x, y, and z? I ask you this simple question. And this simple question has a very simple answer. Yes, my dear friends. How I am going to do it? I am going to use the concept of dimension analysis. What is that I am going to do it? I am going to equate. Equate what? I am going to equate what? I am waiting. No one has an answer. What I'm going to equate? What we have done for the past 7 or 8 classes? No one has any memory of what we are doing in the past 7 or 8 classes? This is the 8th lecture.
By using dimensional formula.
What are we going to do by using dimensional formula? What are we going to do? Okay. So I'm going to write the dimensions of all the quantities, and then dimension on left hand side should be equal to dimension on right hand side. On the left hand side, I have the first quantity, and that quantity is t. T is time period. The dimension of time period will be only t. M will be 0, so let me write M0, and L will be 0. It only has the dimension of t. Is it clear? Yes or no? So I've written the dimension of time period, time, on the left hand side. Now remember, this k does not have any dimension, so I cannot write anything here. What is the dimension of L?
M.
L is length. It only has dimension of L. I am not writing the other quantities because it is just going to make my answer look very long. Let us not write it. Now L is raised to the power of x. What is the dimension of M? Mass. The dimension of M mass is same as capital M. It does not have any other quantity. It is one of the fundamental dimensions. So I write it as M raised to the power of y. That takes me to the third term. Third term is G. G is acceleration due to gravity, as we have already seen. What is the dimension of G?
LT minus 2.
LT minus 2. This is now raised to the power of Z. The only thing that is not known in this equation is the values of x, y, and z. So what I do, I just collect all the terms of mass together. I collect all the terms of length together, and I collect all the terms of time together. On the left hand side, though, I don't have to do this because they're already together. So on the left hand side, I have M0, L0, and T1 or T. On the right hand side, let us collect the terms of all these quantities. So what will be m raised to the power? How much power will come on m? There's only one term of m, which is m raised to the power y, and therefore it will be simply m raised to the power y. Yes or no? No, yes. Do we understand this? Can I have raised hand that we understand this? The other class, I can't see you. Can I have a response from your side whether we are understanding this or not? The other class, the invisible class. Your mic is not working?
Yes, sir.
Okay, m is raised to the power of y. Now let us look at the next term. Let me color it by L, by pink. Now what is the power of L on the right hand side? So we have got two L's here. So L, remember it is raised to the power, oops, wrong color. I hate wrong colors. It is raised to the power x, and then it is also raised to the power z. Both are multiplied. So ultimately it will become L raised to the power x plus z. Do we understand this? Yes or no? Do we understand how did
Yes,
we get
sir.
this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That takes me to the third term, which is t. What is the power of t? Can I get the power of t from everyone? This is in blue. This is in blue. Can you tell me what is the power of t?
-2.
Open your eyes and see it again. Open your eyes and see it again. Open your eyes and see it again. What is the power of t now? Does the word look different?
Minus 2g.
Minus 2z. And why it is minus 2z? Because it is minus 2 and again it is raised to the power of z. So both of these terms will get multiplied and I will have t raised to the power of minus 2z. Is this step, this is the main step. Is this step clear to everyone in the class? Now remember, whenever we are doing
Yes, sir.
any problem in physics, it is definitely not a problem of only physics, it is a problem of maths as well. Now remember, physics may play a very small part in the entire question. The rest of the question is simply maths. And if I talk about this particular question, my dear friends, this black dabba is the only part where physics is applied. This is the only part where physics is applied because rest of the parts are simply what? They're simply part of math. Physics is only in the first step. And the only thing physics is doing is telling us what is the dimension of t, what is the dimension of length, what is the dimension of m, and what is the dimension of g. That's all. That's all physics has to do. The rest of the thing has to be done by maths. Now, I have some terms. I have one term or some terms of m on the left hand side, some terms of n on the right hand side. What does the logic say? What does dimension analysis say? What should happen? What should be the relation between left hand side and right hand side? What should I do if I call this step as step number 1? I call this step as step number 2. What will be my step number 3? Can anyone tell me? No one knows. Okay, I will equate the terms, equating dimension on left hand side and dimension on right hand side must be same. So equating the coefficients of m. Let us see what are the coefficients of m on the left hand side. Similar coefficient, same coefficient has to come on the right hand side because dimension on left hand side and dimension on right hand side should match. What is the coefficient of m, which is the yellow color on the left hand side? What is the coefficient of m, which is yellow color on the left hand side? Everyone can see the whiteboard, yes or no?
0.
0. Okay, that is great. 0. That is the coefficient of m on the left hand side. What is the coefficient of m on the right hand side?
Y.
That's it. 0 equates y. So I straight away get the value of y. Y is simply 0. Y is simply 0. Do we understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Well done, sir. Then I will move on to the next step. Can you tell me what would be the next step?
Equating the coefficient of L.
Okay, equating the coefficient of L. Now we are talking, and this is how we do things. Now tell me, what is the coefficient of L on the left hand side?
0.
0. What is the coefficient for L on the right hand side?
X plus Z.
X plus Z. That is the next equation that I get. So from this equation, I can write x will be equal to minus z, or z is equal to minus x. Doesn't matter, is the one and the same thing. What is the next step that we are going to do?
T is equals to
Yes, wrong color. I hate wrong colors. Yes, we are going to equate the coefficients of the last thing in the line, and that is t. What is the coefficient on the left hand side?
1.
1. What is the coefficient on the right hand side?
2G.
Open your eyes and see the world in a new.
Minus 2G.
A simple mistake is going to hurt you a lot, my dear friends. Please don't do that stupid mistake. Minus 2z. So from here, y minus has disappeared. From here, I can write the value of z. The value of z would be minus 1 by 2. Yes or no?
Sir.
Once I get the value of my z, I can get the value of x. The value of x would be 1 by 2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now I have my unknowns and I can move ahead and write t. T will be equal to k. Again, I don't know the value of this k. K into m is L is raised to the power of half. So L is raised to the power of half. M is raised to the power 0. I will not write it. Into G raised to the power of minus half. This formula that I get, this formula that I get, this formula that I get is not an actual formula of T because K is missing. I will call this as a possible formula of T. Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
It may not look very enticing this way, so I can write this in this way, and this is how it is written normally: k times root over L by G. Can I not write it like this? Do we all understand this? I can write it like this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So this is the possible formula of T. Why I'm calling it possible formula? Because in this process, with this process, I cannot get the value of K. But we can get the value of K using experimentation and all that. And we now know that the value of K is 2 pi. So the actual formula is time period of a pendulum is 2 pi root over L by G. By dimensional analysis, we can find out it is root over L by G. We cannot get the value of this K, and that is one drawback or demerit of dimensional analysis. You cannot get the value of dimensional less constant, but you can get a relation. Do we all understand this? Can I have some raise hand that everyone understands this?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Have you noted this down?
Yes, sir.
The same process has to be repeated for any question that comes in this category. Are you ready for the next one? Are we ready for the next question? Yes or no? No, yes. You are
Yes,
still
sir.
noting it down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question then. And here comes the next question. Force F. So I just write F. Force acting on a particle force acting on a particle depends on M. What does M stand for?
Mass.
Well done. V.
Velocity.
Velocity.
And R. R.
Radius.
Radius.
Well done. Find possible formula of force. You have to find a possible formula for F. You know that it depends on these three things. If it would have depended on four things, you would not have been able to find it out because you only have three equations M, N, L, and T. You cannot find out if it depends on four quantities. You will not be able to get this. That is a demerit or disadvantage. Anyways, let us look at the positive side and not the negative side. I hate talking about the negative one. So here is your chance to solve this for me and everyone. And I'll give you 2 minutes to do it. How you are supposed to do it? Well, you already know the process. And I have full faith that you will be able to repeat the process. 2 minutes is what you get. Yes, beta. Anyone could get anything. Are you trying, everyone? I'll give you more time. Shall I do it for you, bacha? Okay. So how are we going to do this? I am going to write force F equal to K. This K is a number. I cannot get the value of this number into M raised to the power of X, V raised to the power of Y, and R raised to the power of Z. That is my step number 1. I have to just find out the values of these three quantities X, Y, and Z. I cannot get the value of K. Do we all understand this? Yes or no? Can I have raised hands? The next
Yes,
step,
sir.
the next step is very simple. I just need to put the dimension of all these quantities. Please help me out there. Help me out there. What are the dimensions of F?
MLT minus 2.
MLT minus 2. So that comes on my left hand side. That must be equal to K. No dimension. Let us cut this out. Dimension of M
M.
is capital M.
M.
Capital M is raised to the power of X, my dear friends. Dimension of V,
LT minus 1.
LT minus
LT minus 1. Well done. I'm having a lot of participation. That is what I love. Raised to the power of Y. Dimension of R, my dear friends.
L.
L, that is
F.
great. Raised to the power of Z. Now remember, beta, and I keep on telling this to each and everyone. NEET or JEE Main, they are almost of the same level. And they are pretty simple exams. They are not a test of your knowledge. They are test of your speed. How fast you can do this. And last night only, the results came. My students have done exceptionally well. One of them actually got AIR of 53. Anyways, that's immaterial. Whatever students I've ever taught, whether it's JEE or NEET, I've always kept on telling them one thing. It is a test of your speed, how quickly you can do it. Now, if you are doing all these steps slowly, since this is a class, I'm doing it slowly. I could have done it faster as well. But if you do all these steps, well, if you write everything and you do all the steps, well, it's good that you write it in the notebook, how you solve them. But once you understand something, you have to skip a few steps in between so that you can get the answers quickly. If you write each and every step, obviously you're going to solve the question, but you're going to take a lot of time, and time is a liberty that we don't have. So I'm going to skip a couple of steps, maybe one step. So I'm just missing the part where I collect the terms and I write it. I'm just skipping the part. I'm straight away moving on and equating the coefficients of M. So I've missed one step. I've skipped one step. Now what is the coefficient of M on the left hand side? I hope you can tell
1.
me.
0.
Someone is saying 0. Arey, how can you see 0 there?
1.
How can you see 0 there? Open your eyes and the universe is beautiful. It is
1.
1. Open your eyes, my dear friends. 1. 1 is equal to what is the coefficient on the right hand side?
X.
X. That is correct. I have missed one step. I have skipped one step, but that makes me more efficient. That is what you have to become. Efficient. do things quickly. 1 is equal to x. Let us move on to the second thing. Let us equate the coefficient of L. Let me just color them with pink. Yes, my dear friends.
1 is equals to y.
1 on the left hand side, that is here. Where is this? L. And look at here. L here. L here. Yes, on the right hand side. Open your eyes and the universe is beautiful, my dear friends. On the left hand side is 1. Open your eyes.
Y plus Z.
Huh? Y plus Z. That is correct. Oops. Wrong color. I hate wrong colors. Still, I keep on doing it. Y plus Z. Is it clear to everyone in the class? Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Open your eyes and the universe is beautiful, my dear friends. We only see 4% of the universe. 96% of the universe you cannot see. Dark matter. Let's not get into dark matter right now. T. Hey, wrong color. I'm very conscious about colors. Why do I use wrong colors? Why I'm writing S? Right? What I'm doing now. See, anyone can do any stupidity. T. Equating the coefficients of T. Left hand side, my dear friends.
-2.
Okay, the universe is beautiful. Well done. -2 equates. Right hand side, my dear friends.
Minus y.
Minus Y.
1 5.
Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
So from here I can get the value of Y as 2. The pink one has been solved. This pink is not pink, stupid. It is blue. I am getting colorblind as well. Y is 2. X is already solved 1. What is the value of Z, my dear friends? Hmm? What is the value of Z? Z. Array? Can't get the value of Z from here. Remember, simple maths, high school maths.
3.
Disaster. It cannot be 3. And I am not going to solve it for you. Because if I keep on doing simple things.
Sir.
Yes, beta? Have.
-1.
God have mercy. God have mercy. Mercy. And the answer is -1, my dear friends. And I'm not going to tell you how this is done. Because if I keep on telling you these things, you will never learn in your life. It is -1. I'm not going to show it how it is done. You have to do it by your hands. You can do it, yes or no? Yes or no? I only see 2 girls raising hands. Rest of them are still in denial. I'm not going to do everything for you, beta, because that is going to make you lazy. And laziness is one thing that I have to guard against. So I know X is 1, Z is -1, and Y is 2. Let us move on to the next step. And the next step would be writing like this. F is equal to K times. K I don't know. M is raised to the power 1, so I write it M. V is raised to the power Y, so V square. R is raised to the power of -1, so R raised to the power -1. It does not look good this way because it looks like dimension. I want to make a formula out of it. So what I will do I will write it as F is equal to K M V squared by R. And that is the formula that I was looking at from the very first day. Do you know what formula we have derived? What is this force known as? This is the centripetal force. This force is known as centripetal force. Have you heard the word centripetal force? This is the formula for centripetal force. The force which acts on a particle moving in a circular path. This is the force that makes it move in that circular path. But the only problem here is we cannot get the value of this k from this dimension analysis. I'm going to tell you the value of k. The value of k in this case turns out to be 1, and the actual formula becomes f is mv square by r. But dimension analysis cannot get us the value of k. So from dimension analysis, we'll get the formula as f equates k times mv square by r. Can I have raised hands from everyone that we have understood this? Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
That is why it is known as possible formula and not the exact formula. Can you do the next one for me? Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Remember, my dear friends, the process remains same. You just have to open your eyes and I shall give you only 3 minutes, 2 minutes to solve this question. After 2 minutes, my auto mode mein, it will start solving the question. The next one, time period T of a satellite. Have you heard the word satellite? Yes or no? No, yes. Satellite is what that goes around, dung, around your planet. Time period of a satellite T depends on, what will it depend on? Tell me. Depends on, what will it depend on? R. What do you mean by R? Huh?
Yes.
Yes. I'm talking about planet. Satellite moves around planet. What will be R? R is radius of the planet, my dear friend.
Radius.
Yes. Now you are talking. M. What does M depend on? Mass of the planet. If the planet is big, it might depend on that. Bigger planet, obviously.
Mass.
R, M. And the next gentleman is G. What is G? G is our G. What is G?
Acceleration due to gravity.
Yes, acceleration due to gravity, because that gives us that gravity whether thing. Find a possible formula for time period. T is time period. R is the radius of the planet. M is the mass of the planet. G is acceleration due to gravity. And my dear friends, 2 minutes you shall get. And I hope you can make the best of those 2 minutes. I am ready. After 2 minutes is auto mode and the question would be solved. 2 minutes you have. Let's see who makes the best use of this 2 minutes. Remember, time is a luxury that we don't have. 2 minutes. I'll have a sip of water. I'm thirsty. 2 minutes. Out of those 2 minutes, my dear friends, 1 minute is already gone. Time is running out at a speed of 60 seconds per minute. In 1 minute, time runs 60 seconds. Time by time, it's a ratio, sir. We are talking about units and dimensions, sir, and you are talking about the speed of time. And you are then saying time by time, second by second, dimensionless. Don't make a fool. One more minute is that you have, is all you have. Let's see who takes the best advantage of that. Time's up. And the auto mode starts. So how do I write it? I write it in simple things. T is equal to K R raised to the power of X, M mass raised to the power of Y, G raised to the power of Z. That is the equation that I am going to find out. Oh, that's sad. Data thing. That is the equation that I'm going to find out. I cannot get the value of K, but let us not worry about K. T, time period. The dimension is M0, L0, T1. So I just write it at M0, L0, T. That must be equal to K is gone. R is the radius of the planet. The dimension L. It's too late to show your talent now. You have already gone and lost your time. So now I have to do it on my own. Auto mode, I call it. L raised to the power of X. What about M? Mass. M raised to the power of Y. That is correct, my dear friends. G.
LT minus 2.
LT minus 2 raised to the power of Z. Then I move on to equating coefficients and what? When I do it in wrong color. I hate wrong colors. This is not done. Okay. Yes, my dear friends. Tell me.
0 equals to Y.
0 equals to 1. Eh? Again wrong color. 0 equates Y. So I straight away get the value of Y from this, my dear friends. The yellow one is solved. Y is solved. Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Then I move on to the next one. I don't have time because I have to move faster. L.
0 equals to X plus Y. X plus Z.
Open your eyes, my dear friends, and the universe, the 4% of which we can see is beautiful. The 90% of 6 is dark. Can't see it. So again, what is the equation that you get? 0 equates
X plus Z.
X plus Z, my dear friend. Yes, that is correct. Open the again theta. Why it's coming theta?
0 is equals to X plus Z.
Yes, that is correct, my dear friend. Let us move on to T. And what about T? This thing, my favorite color.
1 equals to minus 2.
Yes, my dear friends. What about T?
1 is equals to
1 equals
minus
to
2Z.
Minus 2Z. That is correct. I hope I get a good block. Okay. From here I can get the value of Z. Z is minus 1 by 2. X is already 0. And X becomes 1 by 2. Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
So now I can write that thing. Time period T is equal to K times R raised to the power of half, and M is not there, so G raised to the power minus half. I can very well write it like this, but this does not look good. So let me try to make it look good. K times root over R by G. I cannot find out the value of this K, but this is the answer that I shall get. Time period is K times root over R by G, and you will be surprised to know what is the value of K. That I will leave you as homework. What is the value of this K? How many of you could solve this question? Can I have some raised hands? Well done, my dear friends, but this is not what I call hard work. This is hard work, but this is not smart hard work. Now, if you could have used your brains a bit more smartly, you could have straight away told me the answer, sir. It will be root over R by G. Why and how? Because this question is exactly similar to this one. Time period of the pendulum, length L, one term of L, M, one term of mass, G, one term. There you got the answer as K times root over L by G. Similar answer has to come because the dimension of time has to remain same. So instead of L, R comes in place of G, G comes. Do we understand this? So that is what I call smart work. Smart, hard work. If you do one thing once, you remember it. And then you apply it in your endeavors in the next for the next question. Do we understand this, bacha? So you remember,
Yes, sir.
whenever someone asks you the such question come, you look for the dimension of L and you look at the dimension of G. If they are present, you already know your answer. Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Shall I move on to the next one? I know time is running very fast and it has run out. As you can see, 60 minutes per hour was the speed here this time because our hour of class has run out. Time by time it is dimensionless and then I'm calling it speed. Sir, we are doing the chapter of dimension analysis and you are using wrong dimensions. But this is just to make a point here. And remember, this is how questions are framed in the exam. So please remember, questions may look language wise a bit different, but trust me, my dear friends, they have to be done in the same way. And this is the question that you are going to do for your homework in the next class. And this volume of water flowing through a tube will come in a chapter known as fluids, which will come way ahead. But then if you know it now, similarly time period of pendulum will come in SHM. Time period of satellite will come in gravitation. Centripetal force is going to come in circular motion, circular dynamics to be very sure. This will come last of this. The volume V of water flowing through a point of uniform tube, T seconds. So V is the volume. V is the volume. T is time, my dear friends. Is related to the cross-sectional area A. So A is cross-sectional area. And velocity U. Oh. So you have volume V, time T, area A, and velocity U, four quantities. It's is related by the relation this, gentlemen. V is proportional to A, area, raised to the power of alpha. U, velocity, raised to the power of beta. T, time, raised to the power of gamma, alpha, beta, gamma. My old triplets from Greek mythology or Greek whatever you call it comes into the picture. Which of the following equations will be true? And you have four equations, and you have to tell me what is the correct answer. Note down this question because I will be asking you the answer for this question in the next class. And remember, the question may be framed in a way where you go, how will I do this? But remember, any question of dimension analysis has to be done in the very same way. Have you noted down this question? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we will discuss the answer for this question in the next class, and probably in the next class we will try to wind up this chapter, and in the class after that we will be solving some questions from your what these people say these days, PYQs. And the first time I heard this term was 6 months back, probably 1 year back, and I could not understand what is PYQ. This generation is using short forms in a way where I have never used. For me, it was previous year questions. For this generation, it is PYQ. Anyways, we'll be solving a lot of questions after we are done with the entire chapter. What we have done today is we have seen how we can use dimension analysis to find out a possible formula of a physical quantity if we know on what all quantities it depends on. Then we will also look into, we are seeing its uses, we are seeing where we can use it. We'll also see where we cannot use it and where it will give us a flawed result. We have seen those examples in the questions that we have solved. We will note them down one by one because one of these points is definitely going to come. This chapter will have at least one direct question and maybe in your case 2 or 3 indirect questions as well. So I'll end on this note, and if you have any doubts you can ask. Else, stay happy. I'll see you in the next class. Before coming to the next class, please revise what we have done in this class because the next class will start exactly from this point a day after. Take care. Have a nice day, beta.